Greetings, abroad with Johnny Scoville. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. What a day I've had. I can't wait to share it with you all. Let's see here. Hello, Zach. First hander. Barella. Hi, Krista Melinda. Brock. Bandy. Monk, good to see you. Spicy Jen. Chili Phil. All righty. Hello, Jane. It is so good to see you. There are the chat rules. All right. I appreciate you all being here. Interesting. You saw the thumb. How different are we? That's what we're going to talk about today. Something I want to show you guys something that I've been using since I got here. I don't know how to speak Spanish. I understand more than I can speak. There's this excellent translating app. You know, you say it in English and it spits it out in Spanish. You know what I've been doing for the first 3 days I was here? I'd say something and I just hold the phone up like a moron. Hi, Dizzy. Now I say it to the app and I say it to them. And I, believe it or not, just today, I feel like my Spanish has grown so much. Hello, Josh. It's very good to see you. If everybody could just like this stream while you're here, I appreciate you being here. And if you have never taken the time to hit the subscribe button, that's how much it costs. Please do that. The Grumpy Gill. So good to see you. So there's some interesting things that I'm learning. I want to show. Hello, Nocturnal. Good to see you. Let's see here. I got Melinda's ghost pepper sauce at Walmart, thinking it was the hottest thing on the shelf. And I seen your scorpion pepper sauce vid. Listen, we're in a really interesting age where there's Chris, and there's so many great hot sauces. So many. We're doing it, Dizzy. We're using a lot of different methods right now. Roberta, hello there. And there is Lisa Trimble having a rough one. But I had a rough one this morning. And guys, if you ever see a one in the chat, most of you know by now, if you ever see a one in the chat like that, it means we're praying for you. Or it doesn't necessarily mean that. It means good vibrations. It means positive vibes. It means, but if you're a believer, it means, boy, I'm praying for you. So, and you definitely are in there. So, the coffee in this hotel is really funny. It's amazing. I don't know, maybe it's just me. It's so good. I went to the front desk and I asked them what kind of coffee it is. I want to show you. Barella, we are having the first Ecuadorian 1 hot minute next week as soon as we're in our place. I want to show you guys something. This is the best coffee that I've ever consumed. Cielo Rojo. Apparently, it's the #1 coffee in Colombia, but it is so incredible. I typically only like my coffee black or with cream and sugar. And this coffee with just some sugar is so incredible. Actually, no, Nocturnal, believe it or not, we're coming to a time now where you'll see a lot of sauces in some big box stores that you never used to. You can find hotter stuff than Melinda's. Keep looking. You know what? Lawn Dog says, I be here. I think I saw all the videos you created today. You're very active. I got to tell you something. That's Spanx. I have a spectacular nephew. He's like a son. I love him. And he's really, really helping me. So big kudos to Spanx. Chili in the Valley, so good to see you. I like coffee black. But the weird thing is I rarely like black coffee with sugar. This coffee with just a little sugar is so good. Katie, did you just wake up? She wakes up from naps. She's very vocal. Katie, I know. Did you wake up? Did you have a good nap? She did. She's a sweetheart. I got to tell you something funny that happened today. Lawn Dog, I actually like coffee black more without. I prefer you taste the coffee, and I like coffee. Come here. You guys, here's Katie Purry. She just woke up from a nap and she's kind of sleepy. She beautiful though. She's getting huge. Um, you got. I don't know. I've told a lot of you that I can't. Oh, I see nocturnal. Wow, where you're at, that may be the best. Well, you know what? I got to tell you something. I'm a fan of Melinda's. I really, really am. I think they're great sauce. I've told a lot of you that in the past, I've been very, very jealous of people who can nap well. And what I mean by that, and I've shared it before, but I don't nap well. Like I'll wake up. I've told the story before, but the biggest fight I think I ever had with my kid's mom, we were in Bermuda on a vacation, and we had a couple of drinks in the afternoon, and I took a nap. I said, I want to take a nap. I just took a nap, and I woke up, and it was weird. It was like, I think it was, I don't remember if it was 6 or 7, but I woke up and I said, what time is it? Because I felt like I'd slept forever. She go, and let's just, for the sake of the argument, let's say it was 6. I don't remember if it was 6 or 7, but let's say it was 6. She said, 6 o'clock. I said, morning or night? She goes, what? And she started laughing at me. I said, no, I'm serious. Is it morning or nighttime? She goes, you're kidding me, right? So I said, no, is it morning or night? And she just kept laughing at me. So I grabbed the hotel phone. I called the front desk. I said, it's 6 o'clock. Is it morning or night? And the front desk, this is Bermuda, they speak English. The front desk person laughed at me and told me it was evening, but I didn't know what time of day it was. That's who I am when I wake up from a nap. You could sell me a bridge. I don't know what day it is. I'm all foggy. I've had a nap almost every day since we've been here. But today something funny happened. Tommy and I, he goes, you know what? We had lunch here. We had a spectacular lunch. It was so good. Look at Katie. Little girl. Yeah, she is. And Squirrel is sleeping right there, which is so funny. Well, anyway, Tommy and I took a nap, and I said, he goes, I'm going to set my alarm for an hour. My 6-year-old is cranky when he wakes me usually. I get it. But so we took a nap. I said, well, listen, you set your alarm. I'm not tired. I'm not going to take a nap. Hi, Spirit Prof. Good to see you, bro. Hit the like, please, if you haven't. What is this? Sleep. What is this activity you speak of, Burrell? I'm sorry you're struggling. It's a hard thing. Anyway, I said, well, you set your alarm. I'm not going to take a nap. And yeah, Squirrel's right here. I don't want to pick her up because she's sleeping, and her head is on her favorite bird. It's so adorable. Here, you know what? So anyway, what happened was I ended up falling asleep. Okay, and let me show you this. So anyway, I fell asleep. About a couple hours later, I hear the phone. I hear his alarm go off, and instead of saying, "Hey, dude," if you can see that, there is Squirrel. She's sleeping with her. See, it's never good to. I don't know if you can see it. That's Squirrel. She's sleeping with her head on a little bird of hers. It's adorable. Squirrel is just the other name of our cat. And we didn't name it that. It was a rescue. And believe it or not, that was her name when we got her, which is even more bizarre because what Tommy on his channel was saying, let's come up with a name. And he squirrels off all the time. So they took a vote and everybody in his channel said, let's call her Squirrel. So he went to, because he knew he was going to get a cat. He went to the place. It was a rescue. And there were a whole bunch of cats. And he said, I wasn't there. And he said there were some that were just so spectacular, so gorgeous. They just looked like they were from a magazine. And then there was her. And he said, I want the tortie. And he said, well, we do it by name. Can you tell me the name of the cat? And she said it was on a little tag. And he didn't see the tag. And so he went back to find it. It was tucked under. So he looked at it, and it said Squirrel. So that cat is meant to be Squirrel. Zach, coolest. Good to see you. Anyway, his alarm, we both fell asleep. I didn't think I was going to. His alarm goes off. And I mean, it must have gone off for 10 minutes. Finally, I said, hey, turn that off. We kept sleeping. We must have slept for 3 hours. We woke up. He's like, oh, my God, we missed the show. He thought, because I'm going first. And as soon as I'm finished, Tommy's going. And we missed the show. He goes, it's okay. I'll go late. You go now. We didn't even know what time it was. I wasn't wearing my watch. Couldn't find my phone. It took like 10 or 15 minutes to realize that we hadn't slept through it, but it was weird. I feel better now. But I had a moment of panic. Brock Bandy is a spectacular human being. He was there for me this morning when I really needed him. Nocturnal RS, I saved multiple squirrels from cats. Ironically, when you do that, they immediately trust you. I love all animals. And you know, the funny thing is, squirrel is a very, very gentle cat. Back in Tucson, she loved to roam around in the garage. We did not let her out because there are things that will eat her there, you know, coyotes and birds and all kinds of weird things, rattlesnakes. And so anyway, we'd let her roam around in the garage. And every once in a while, she'd catch a mouse. I shouldn't say once in a while. Several times she would catch a mouse. But she has a catch and a release program. She just plays with them. So she would, Tommy would open the door. She'd come walking in with a mouse in her mouth and drop it and it would run off. Tommy would go pick it up. It's wet from all of her saliva. He'll go release it in the garage again. She's not a killer. She's a sweetheart. I think that Katie would be a stone cold killer. I don't think she has that in her, but it's a pretty funny thing. Cliff Ann Ferguson, thank you for being here. Tim Peterson, thank you for stopping in. For the look at this, the life of Dennis Brace. Hang on one second, you guys. I think I figured out something. Bear with me, people. All right. Give me just a second. Living abroad with me. There I am. And there I am. All right, so check this out. I think I'm not the brightest dude, but I think I can do this. There is Dennis Brace. And add as a moderator. My friend, you should be wielding a wrench now. Calichaos, thank you for being here. If you leave another comment, Dennis, I think you will discover that you are blue and you now wield a wrench. Brock Purdy the Great. I appreciate you guys being here. I spelled the borders wrong. You know what? It's okay. I'll fix it. I'm not going to fix it. So look at that. You're in blue. All right. So the reason that you saw the title, how different are we? Because here I am in a different country. And it was really weird before we moved here. And I don't know why, but the language barrier was the least of my concerns. It probably should have ranked higher, right? So I'm here and we don't speak Spanish, and there's a lot. What I'm learning, there's so much more that we're alike than we're different. Like, it's really funny. Everybody's saying how there's smiles and everything and how happy we look. Listen, this is an exercise in faith. There are times where I am in stark terror, but I'm choosing to have faith, and that's the bottom line. So it's I think we're so much more alike than we're different. I really, really do believe that. So I've mentioned to you that one of the cool things about Salinas is that there's whale watching. So today I asked Chat GTP, which I'm becoming the biggest Chat GPT fan. Oh man. Zach says living in a different country is an amazing experience. It is, but boy, oh boy. I mean, it's what happens is every single second of every day reminds you that you're not in America. You know what I mean? It's just constantly a reminder. So I said to Chat GPT, so there's some whale watching I hear in Salinas. Tell me what are the details on that? Just Joan, it's so good to see you. Thank you for being here. Guys, hit the like button, please, if you don't mind. Dan Young. That scene in Alice in Wonderland when the dog, I don't know why that disappeared. When the dog with a broom sweeps away her path, leaving her in the dark, has always stuck with me. Tommy's a massive. I mean, he has a collection of Alice in Wonderland stuff you wouldn't believe. He gave me this shirt. It's a little small for him, so I'm a big fan. But let me get back to what I was telling you about with the whale watching. So I said, tell me about the whale watching. They said, yeah, there are 4 prime whale watching seasons in Ecuador. Guess when whale watching starts? on Monday. July, August, and September and October are the 4 big months of whale watching. Now listen to this. Why these months? I was curious. Thank you, Dennis. And I was also wondering what kind of whales are coming here, right? It's humpback. So listen to this. Humpback whales migrate from the cold waters of Antarctica to the warm equatorial waters off the Ecuadorian coast, Salinas, to mate and to give birth. They aren't here farting around. They come here to mate and give birth. The waters near Salinas and along the Santa Elena Peninsula become a major gathering spot during this time. You will see whales breaching, tail slapping, and sometimes even mother and calf pairs close to the shore. Best viewing tips. There are boat tours, but if you're fortunate enough to have a good spot on the Malecon, you can see them from the balcony. But you're going to need, I'm going to need some, where is it? Binoculars or a good zoom lens if I'm going to be filming for that. So I am going to be doing that. We're going to be watching the humpback. I've never seen a whale. Well, I've gone to like SeaWorld, but that's so cruel. It's really funny. When I was a young guy, when I was a single man, my favorite date place, like a first date place, my favorite first date place was going to a zoo. Casper, good to see you. I loved going to zoos. There's always something to talk about. There's a million things to look at. You know what I mean? There's never a moment where you don't know what to say. So that was my go-to first date, zoos or museums or something like that. And then I got married, and for a long, long time I hadn't visited a zoo. And where was I? I can't remember the last zoo I was at. It's academic. It doesn't matter. But I remember going to the zoo because I was excited because my memory was that I always loved zoos. And I was so depressed. I stayed about 30 minutes. Zoos are a bummer. Zoos are a bummer, man. I don't like zoos. I couldn't go to SeaWorld. Something awful about that to me. I don't know. And that never would have bothered me in the past. And it really bothers me now. McDougal, good to see you. I'll tell you keep living it up. He says, thank you. And it seems like this is like a paradise, but I can tell you something. Problems still exist. Tommy and I thought that we were going to come here. Hi, Katie. Tommy and I thought we were going to come here, and we'd just kind of be making content. And I'm almost 60. Like, this is almost the time that guys my age are starting to think about retiring, right? I'm not. A warrior doesn't leave the field until the battle's over. So I'm going to be doing this probably till I die. But I thought that I was just going to be kind of making videos, doing what I'm doing. And when we met yesterday with our realtor to finalize where we're going to move in, Tommy told her like he was a recovering addict, and her eyes lit up. She literally said, "I need you." And I'm vocal about my addiction, my history, and I told her. And she said, "Could you?" She has a recovery center. She said that there are 3 guys to a cot. They're so big. We're going to fix this. We're going to fix this. We thought we were going to get here, and it's not about us. It's really funny. God had a different plan. So there's a homeless. We talked about the homeless problem. Where we are, you don't see it at all. You know what I mean? But I promise you, if I walk 5 blocks, 5 streets that way, I'm going to see it. So there's a homeless problem here. So, and I told her, I don't know. I did work with Harvest 912. Such a good, it's an important thing. And I said, I'm not, Johnny organization, but boy, I can talk and I can help it. I'll help. So, and she says, well, I'm really good with organization. I said, well, holy moly, I think we can do this. So we're going to, every single weekend, Tommy and I are going to be going down and talking with these men. It's really sort of an interesting thing. The center where Tommy and I are going to be going to help with the helping these men get over their addiction. They're all men. There are no women at this problem. Now, I know it's not just a male issue, but where we're going, it's just going to be men. But here we thought we were going to be just coming here and it was going to be fun. And every weekend we're going to be helping. We're going to be showing men that you can do it. You can do it. And I'm really excited about that. And so it's really funny. I have a purpose. Not that I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I didn't have a purpose, but it's renewed. I mean, I'm really excited to make a difference and help. I want to do that. Josh says, the Lord can make you feel like you're the happiest person in the world. The joy is available to everyone, and it's a free gift. It is a free gift. But, we all are human. I got to tell you something this morning. I was going through a challenge. No, it's okay, Josh. I'm glad you said it. This morning, I had a challenge. I was going through it. Not shared to ashamed to tell you. And I talked with Brock Bandy. He was my hero this morning. Dane, do they have glasses that can translate in real time? Might be useful. You know what? I haven't seen those, Dane, but what I did buy, and I bought them thinking I had time, that there would be time for them to get to the house and we would be able to bring them with us. We bought these little ear things. It looks just like a earpiece for a phone, except it's a translator. And so I can have it set to Spanish. So I'm standing around people and they're talking. It's telling me what they're saying. Wow, is that going to be helpful? And you can change to different languages. It's really, really cool. So we have those that are on the way. I haven't seen the glasses. That sounds spectacular. Sounds like a good idea. It really does sound like a good idea. And I'm excited about it. I think I'll look into that. But we're looking at videos that are in Spanish with the English. There's a lot of ways that, and I feel like just today I've grown a lot. Jane says, sounds like you've got a new lease on life. It's a good thing. Something's happening. It's really weird. Something's happening. It's a hard thing to explain. Something really big is going on here and in me and Tommy. And I don't know what it is. It ain't coming from me. You know what I mean? But something big is happening. Tommy is I've never seen him like this. He is so excited. He's so excited to help people get sober. I mean, it's really what he does on the Love Boat is spectacular. But boy, and you know what she said? It was amazing. She said it would really help if they could see a few gringos that have beaten it. I'm a gringo. So I'm like, well, this is one gringo that, I can't do a lot of things. I'm kind of a knucklehead, but I can talk. And I'm not afraid of sharing my story. And I said, but I don't speak Spanish. He said, relax. There'll be a translator there. So we're really excited about that. And, but everything has changed. The agenda changed yesterday. We got up yesterday morning. We were going to make content, look at the waves every day, surf, skydive. Now every weekend I'm helping people beat a horrible disease. And I'm going to help people that don't have a house find one. And our goal, Tommy said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to build a men's shelter so that 3 men don't have to be in one cot, one bed. And he was fired up and excited about it. So exciting things are going on. And I don't know what it is, but, I just want to be used. Kellyanne, all things happen for a reason. Boy, there's so much truth to that. There really is. Cliff Van Ferguson asks, are there any hurricanes there? Funny thing you ask that. I don't want a hurricane to come hit me. You know that. That said, I dig rough weather. And standing on the balcony, the noise, I mean, the waves are so small. The day that I did a little short film, but it sounds like a plane. It's so loud. She literally said, we've had people that bought a place on the water and within a month sold it because it was so loud they couldn't deal with it. She says, I want to make sure you're going to be okay. And we both said, we both hate silence. I can't stand silence. So we're going to be okay. But when we were driving back yesterday, I said, Amy, not that I'm looking for hurricanes, but are there any scary like tsunami, like hurricanes or, cyclones that hit here? I know it probably sounded like a lunatic the way I asked. And she says, man, I hate to disappoint you, but Not really. She says this is how she enters. She said there was I don't know if she said El Nino or El Nina, but when that El Nina happened, there were a few storms. But she said ever since then, this is it. There are 2 seasons. This is it. So it was kind of cool. So we aren't going to get crazy, crazy weather, but I know there are going to be days where the waves are a lot bigger than they were the day that I just did that little clip. It's going to be loud, and I love that. The door to our balcony, I promise you, it's going to be open 90% of the time. Kellyanne says getting older means fighting different battles. It sure does. Taking courage to grow old might actually be the time we learn the most about ourselves. You know, I said to Tommy, we were walking back, I wanted to buy a bag of ice because in the room we're at, we don't have a refrigerator. So we just got this little styrofoam cooler for drinks. And we needed some ice. So I went to the corner store here. It's just not open. It's hilarious. Midday, it's not open. We're like, we'll go find a different store. So we walked on 2nd Street, which is really not called 2nd Street, but it's one street over from the Malecon. So they call it 2nd Street. And I bought some ice there. And it was funny. On the way back, I looked at him. I said, man, I couldn't go back and do it again. And he goes, what? I said, life. I said, the older I get, the happier I get. I mean, I know I'm closer to my demise. Listen, I'm the least. If you're not going to be the guy that's less afraid of dying, I am not. That's not something I'm concerned about. So, but the older I get, the more content I get. It's changing me. I'm becoming more accepting. I'm getting better as I get older. I really am. B Rabbit, I wish you all the best in the world. Enjoy the new places and people. Thank you, B Rabbit. I appreciate that. And Hummingbird, it's so good to see you. I found you live. Yes, you did. Every day, people. This is going to be an every single day thing. I promise, every day. Todd, good to see you. No hurricanes in the southern hemisphere. They're called tropical cyclones. Yep, but they don't really happen here. And don't get me wrong, it's not a bummer. I don't want to buy an apartment and have it get destroyed by weather. But I do like kind of rough weather, but we're in a good spot. Mr. Fowler, finally caught you live. Yes, you did. I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. I'm drinking. I don't think dehydration is going to be a problem for me here. Hey, Katie, don't do that, please. I'm going to end up buying some of the stuff in this hotel room because the cats have destroyed it. So we're going to have to buy them a few shades. We already talked about it. I'm like, how much is that going to cost? Not much, but we're going to have to replace them. Hi, Benny. So good to see you. Casper, I'll be biting into my first fresh jalapeno pod tomorrow. Hope I didn't get a rogue. You know what? If you bought a bag of 10, as legend has it, one of those is probably going to be a rogue one. Speaking of heat, today Tommy and I had lunch and we had it here, all right, at the hotel because we found that this hotel so far have the best ceviche. And I know you're going to laugh at me. It's the only thing we've eaten since we've been here. It's just so good. And today they brought out this little bowl of this red sauce that every restaurant has their own. It's the hot stuff. It's the hot stuff that you're going to add to whatever dish. And I took a spoon before the ceviche even got there. Took a spoonful of it and just put it in my mouth without thinking. Wow, was it hot? I'm not joking. It got my attention. And I said, I don't know, Tommy. And he's like, no, yeah, I'm going to try it. We don't want to be American here. Don't get me that. I didn't mean that in a bad way. I don't want to go to like when I went to the Philippines, I didn't want to eat Big Macs. I wanted to eat Filipino food. I'm immigrating to Ecuador. I want to be Ecuadorian. So I don't, you know what I mean? So he said the same thing. I want to try it. I'm going to do it. So he put some on his ceviche and he said it was so better, but it had our noses running for like an hour. It was very hot, but it was really, really, really good. Kellyanne says, I'm speaking as a 61-year-old. My kids think their parents cough dust. You know, it's really funny. Today I was talking to Tommy. I remember when I was a kid, I remember thinking I was smarter than my dad and I knew everything. I remember the moment where I went, oh. And since my dad has passed, it's been 4 years, he is still getting smarter every day. The guy, he was. I have to be more like him. That's a really important thing. I'm doing a pretty crappy job at imitating the man, but I'm working on it. Todd, after my heart attack, I don't fear death. I had 5 bypasses, perfectly fine now. Well, the smile in your picture there shows me you don't look like you have fear in your eyes. But man, eat well and take care of yourself for real. And says, I have been flat out down for months after a bad fall and a broken pelvis. Can I tell you something? That is one of the most brutal bones in the world to break. I am so sorry. I knew a person who broke their pelvis skydiving, and it was a rough recovery. So I'm so sorry. Think about the pelvis. It holds you all together, man. Whew. I hope I hope your recovery is going well. Jesse O, goodness gracious, good to see you. Thank you for being here. If you guys haven't hit the like button yet, please do that. And if you've never subscribed to this, please do. Spirit Prof, are you planning to buy any of the art? They look like, I don't even know how to pronounce that. And I don't know what that means, but I'm going to look it up. They won't. I'm not going to buy any of the art here. Tommy and I have some art pieces that we're buying and we're going to be putting up. The condo, here's the thing. The condo, I don't want to call it a condo. It's an apartment. The apartment it's fully furnished, but I don't like the couches. As bad as that sounds. So we're going to replace the couches, and even the art on the wall I'm not a fan of. So we're going to replace the art. So, and here's the other thing. That apartment needs some work. There's some fixtures that need some work, but Tommy and I, most of it, I think Tommy and I can do. So that's going to be a good thing. Kristen says, I ate a jalapeno off one of my dad's plants a couple of weeks ago that knocked me over. Listen, it's a weird pepper. You can't trust a jalapeno. You really can't. I'm way behind. I'm trying to catch up here. Sorry, guys. Hutch Clutch, good to see you. Not sure if anyone else likes Hoff's. I do. Everyday hot sauce or their ghost pepper sauce. It's one of my favorite. Just found a couple weeks ago that I didn't know that. That is a bummer. Spicy Jen, what is ceviche? Ceviche is I want to see. Hey, what's the best way for me to describe ceviche? So hang on. This is what ceviche is. Because I could say it's just fish in a bowl with some, onions and everything else. Ceviche is it's actually an Ecuadorian style ceviche is a chilled seafood dish made with shrimp, fish, or other shellfish that's cooked in lime juice, mixed with tomato, onion, cilantro, and served with sides like popcorn, and they do, and plantain, which is my favorite. And that's what it is. It's crisp, it pops, it's fresh, and there's so many different kinds. You can get ceviche with just fish, shrimp. Like I used to like calamari, and then I watched a video about octopi, and they found an octopi colony, and there's like a hierarchy, and they have feelings, and they think that they experience love and pain, and I just don't know if I should be eating something that smart. So I don't eat calamari anymore, or octopus. I won't eat that anymore. But there's so many different varieties of ceviche that it's just incredible, It's been rough. And Corey just had dental emergency, but our dentist is an hour and a half away. Oh no, I drove there and back, which was either really brave or really stupid. I'm proud of you for doing that. I am so sorry, Corey. I'm so sorry. I love Corey. I'm praying for you guys. I love all the ones. Okay. Geek Clay, basically fancy copies that look like the real thing. There you go. Learn something new every day. I learned how to say God bless you today in Spanish. So I do learn something every single day. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Tommy, I have a couple of art pieces that I want that we're going to put up, and Tommy does too. So I think we're gonna, and I almost said what Cliff Van just said. You have to make it your own home. For real. You know what I mean? It's really weird. When you think, oh, it's fully furnished. Well, great. You move in and there you are. But no, there you're not. There's some things we need to do. Ceviche is fish cured in citrus juice, usually lime. It is so good. And I tell you, I've had it 5 times. All right. And I'm telling you, the best is right here. Barella says, 10 days ago, I was hit by a car on my motorcycle. Bone popped through skin. I'm doing all right. No one's pleased. No one's pleased. No ones. I got you. What do you mean no ones? Ones for Barella. Plenty of ones. I've seen a bone before. Have you ever seen one of your own bones? It's a bummer. I'm so sorry. That's why I don't do motorcycles, man. I'm not worried about my skill. I'm worried about somebody like the grocery getter who isn't looking and just kind of turns without looking at you. It's scary. Dizzy had fish ceviche a couple of days ago. It is the crispest, it's crisp and it just pops, and with lemon, and it's so, wow, it's so good. Crystal is a great everyday sauce. It's a Louisiana style sauce. And you know what? A lot of times when people get into hot sauce and they dive into the world of spice, they get snobby about mainstream stuff like Crystal or Cholula or Tabasco. Don't get like that. I love Crystal. It's a great sauce. So I'm glad you're enjoying that. The funny thing is, Dizzy says the squid would still eat if it had the chance. It would probably eat me, but you know what I mean? I just don't think we should be eating smart stuff that's like they have colonies and families. And if you look around YouTube, you'll see a video about octopus or calamari. If you watch it and you can still eat it, more power to you. I can't eat something that I think is a whole lot smarter than me. There's Tom Broom. Hi from Hot Pepper Night. Rob in London, say hi. We just ate an Omega pepper. How cool. I hope it was hotter than the doorknob to Hades. Kellyanne says, Johnny, you are definitely a foodie. A whole world to enjoy. You know what? For a foodie, I'm being such a sissy. Today we were sitting at the lunch, and I swear to you, this is how it happened. I said, dude, they have like steak here, and there's like langostinos and lobster, and the price for a lobster is like $6 for a lobster in a restaurant. You can buy them on the street for $1 live. You know what I mean? But I said, you know what? You want to try some steak or something? He goes, I'll punch you in the face. I'm getting ceviche. So I'm like, yeah, me too. The ceviche is just so good. I have not had any fruit yet. I have not, which is sort of ridiculous. When you first get here, there's so much running around to do with just the whole immigration process. There's a lot to it. So we've been very, very busy. I have not had any fruit yet. No, I really haven't had any fruit yet, but I certainly will. Dios lo bendiga. Yeah. God bless you. That's it. Actually, I think the way I learned it is, hold on, let me see. Dios te bendigo is what where they say it here. Dios te bendigo, but whatever. You know, if you say it to somebody, they get what you mean. And every time you talk to somebody, when you leave, they say vaya con Dios, and that means go with God. I think that is so cool. I really do. I think that is cool. Jesse O, ROG stream to be in when you're hungry at 5 a.m. and there's nothing open. Speaking of nothing open, I got to tell you something. When we were first talking to our realtor, we started talking to her back when we were in Tucson. We opened dialogue and we were talking to her, telling her we already saw a few places we liked. And she said, listen, I'll give you guys a call, but I want to explain something to you. We're different here. We work on manana time. Look at all those ones for Barella. She said, we're on manana time. And we're like, what's manana time? It means everybody's chilled. Nobody's in a hurry. If they tell you they'll call you at 2:00 and you don't hear from them until 3, that's manana time. So when you get here, I got up today. I was like, I'm going to get some ice. I walked to the store. There's a corner shop, maybe 100 yards to the left, right on the Malecon. And I said, I walked up to it. It's supposed to be open like 10 o'clock or whatever. It's like 12:30, locked up. It's just a very funny thing. And I'm not upset that it was locked up. It doesn't bother me a bit. I like the time. I used to be the guy where if you're supposed to call me at 3, if it's 3:01, I'm done. I'm not taking your call. This is changing me. Lola's is really a good mainstream sauce. says Jeremy. Whenever I see ceviche on a menu, I'll try it. You need to, Casper. Boy, it's so good. It really, really, really is good. It's really, I don't know what protein you're talking about, Spirit Prof, but everything we eat here is protein. It's like all we eat is proteins. I mean, I've lost some weight since I've been here, but I can stand to lose a few pounds. McDougal, tell Tommy I'm wide open for 3. Yes, I'm not the Mac. You guys, you remember? I know. I love that. I was wondering when I saw your name. Kimberly Holly asked, "Will you guys have a new shipping address eventually?" Probably not. I don't know. Here's the thing: it was a very bad experience in the States. When people find out where you live and you're a YouTuber. I saw a thing today. I got to tell you guys something. I probably not. Maybe we'll get a shipping place where you can ship something, but I'm never going to release my address. This yesterday, I think her name is Melody. There was a YouTuber who rehabbed. I don't know if any of you guys saw this. A YouTuber who rehabbed foxes. It was a really cool channel. She had like 6,000. 6 million followers. And she unalived herself yesterday, and it was due to online cyberbullying. She had 6 million followers, and she unalived herself. And I watched a story about it. Tommy may end up talking about this on his show. But there was a study done, and it said that 95% of YouTube content creators have experienced extreme cyberbullying. And when I saw this, I don't want to steal Tommy's thunder because he may say something like this, but like I wish I could sit down with the people that were trolling her and say, "How do you feel now? You feel good? Did that make you feel good? We got her. Do you feel good about this?" I wish I could sit down with these people and ask them. You know what I mean? I said this in yesterday's chat. I have no room in my life for anything but love. Yesterday, somebody very close to me, we had kind of this way, and I said yesterday in chat, there are people that are going to be uplifting to you, and there are people that are not. And there are people that are going to believe in you, and there are people that are not. And then there are people that will accuse you, and there are people that won't. And if you get that one that's always doing those things, and once you realize that you have to separate yourself from them, I am never going to allow people like that in my life. And it doesn't matter if it's somebody that I grew up with or not. There's no room in my life for that. So there's a change in me. Hi, Delvin. Thank you for being here. Your attitude and speech is inspiring and infectious. Well, that's awfully kind of you to say that. Thank you, Delvin. I appreciate that. Join us. We're here every night. I'm not sure if the time is going to be like this every night, but every night I'll be here. GP34, thank you for being here. E-Dog, thank you for being here. Such a kind person you are, Johnny. I'm not. I'm a terrible person, but I'm trying to be a better person. I want to be a better person. I do. I don't, I think most people, I said this yesterday, but I think most people are just kind of loafing through life, sort of with their on autopilot. I want to be a better man. My dad was such a good man, and I'm not even a third of the man he was. And I need to be a better man, so I'm trying. V-Bombs, hi from New York. That is my birthplace. And Hummingbird says, my late husband rode his Harley everywhere. I love bikes, but I'm scared of them. You were greeted by Kristen V-Bombs. My first experience with death, I was in high school. I was in college, and I had a friend named Craig, and he wanted a motorcycle. I was a freshman or sophomore. I was a sophomore because I was living in the house at this time, and he wanted this motorcycle. And he didn't have the money. I think it was $250, and he didn't have the money. I said, I'll buy it for you, dude. He goes, you're kidding. I said, nah, man, let's go buy a bike. And we went to this dude's house. If I went back to the college, I could take you to the house. I remember it so clearly. And then we knocked on the guy's door, and he Hand him the $200, $50. He handed the keys to my friend Craig, and he said, "Hey, dude, I want to tell you something. Never forget it." He said, "There are old bikers, and there are bold bikers, but there are no old, bold bikers." And my friend Craig was dead 6 days later. And I bought him that bike. And if I didn't buy him that bike, he'd still be here. Jane says, Octopi will sure to take our place at the top of the food chain. There are a lot of people that think that they're alien in nature. Casper says, I meant love ceviche when it's on the menu. Oh, yeah, it's his go-to. Well, absolutely, for sure. Cliff Ann says, I'm too hard on myself. I've got to better myself. And I don't know how else to do it, but thank you. It's a sad story. You saw it too. It is. Don't you want to wonder? Don't you want to ask them? How do you feel about that? Are you happy? Are you excited? Are you getting together in your little clique saying, we got her? Jesse O, my only dream is to ride a motorcycle in a country with no winter once. I'm from Finland. Get a cab. It's safer. I'm scared to death of bikes. But there's no room in my life for that crap at all. If you hate somebody because of the color of their skin, or if you hate somebody because of who they pray to or who they vote for or what they feel about a certain policy, I have no use for you. I didn't do this to get subs. So if you are one of those subs and you feel that way, unsub kindly, please. This is a place for love. I'd rather have 100 people here that are loving than 6 million people with a bunch of clowns in there. Love is what this is about. There's no room in my life for that. And you're going to see it. Casper says, you are a chilly influencer. Boy, you know what? Thank you for saying that. Can I tell you something, though? When I hear the word influencer, it's like nails on a chalkboard. It really is. I hate that. Oh, I know you meant that in the kindest way, and thank you. But boy, I hate being called boss. I hate that too, you know. Misel, thank you for being here. C and A Adventure. Hi there. Thanks for being here. Delvin, we are brothers in Christ. Yes, we are. I got to tell you something, though. I want you to know something. The pruning that happened with me yesterday was a brother like that. So you have to be willing to, and this is the thing. There's no grudge. I'm not upset. I'm not angry. There's 100% forgiveness, but there's a wall from here to Mars between me and that person. And I'm never going to share air with that person again. And not to be mean, just because I am moving towards love, and I have a funny feeling that person isn't, and I can't be around that. I really can't. Jesse O, that's a story sounds a lot like when my dad didn't go into drugs. He also dislikes motorcycles for the same reason. I'm glad I'm sober, boy. I'll tell you what. Lawn Dog, Johnny, you just threw a curve that made the other night. When you mentioned the hot ceviche. I'm on the hunt for some. Did you hear that? Oh, you know what else I saw today? I saw for the first time, I'm an influencer. I love that, Kristen. Thank you. Hello, Cyrock. Good to see you. Today, I saw my first ambulance, 115. If you crap hits the fan, it's not 911. It's 115. So that's the number here. If there's a problem. You can see me down 911 laying on the sidewalk waiting for somebody to show up. 115. I always appreciate Johnny's channel. Been watching yours. Thank you, GP34. I appreciate that. Kellyanne, to quote Paul Simon, you can call me out. Yep. Call me out. Fire and flavor. Hello there. Broom says, call him Broom because I love Tom Broom. He and I have broken bread many a time. You need to go to the restaurant Chili Pepper in Salinas. I will. There are 540, and I'm gonna do reviews at all of them. And I promise you, it won't all be ceviche. I promise you. I'm just like a kid that I'll get off the ceviche at some point, but right now I'm on a ceviche tear. It was so good. So now listen, on the 30th, is this the end of the Tube of Terror? I don't think so. You know what? Here's the thing. I got to tell you something. Life changes, and it can change on you on a dime. You know what I mean? It did for me. Promise you. But no, man, there's going to be a lot of really, really cool content. But I'm telling you, my focus now here, I want to provide good content. We're going to see whale watching. You're going to see me be a clown and try to learn how to kite surf, which ought to be hilarious. There's a lot of things I'm going to try to do. I'm going to teach Tommy how to surf, which would be funny. He'll be better than me in 5 minutes. He's a great athlete. But I'll still be, doing reviews and eating hot stuff and eating peppers. But I'll tell you, my focus and Tommy's, every single weekend, we're going to be with this men's group, and we're going to be helping men break the shackles of addiction. I have found, and from being on Tommy's channel, that when you become invested in somebody else's recovery, it does wonders for your own. V-Bomb says, hey, JS, are there any cool music venues where your cats moved? You know what? There's live music everywhere. Almost every restaurant will have a live dude with a guitar singing Spanish songs. And here's the deal. Don't look at him. Don't make eye contact with him because he'll be standing by your table. And I guess if you want him by your table, make eye contact. I just kind of like listening to him, but there's live music a lot. And there's a couple cool clubs on, it looks like 3rd Street. There are a couple of very, very cool looking buildings that I think are nightclubs, but I'm not a nightclub guy. However, I do love live music. James Germano, I've been watching since 2019. Always good content. Looking forward to this new chapter for you and Tommy. Best to you both. Thank you. Speaking of new chapter, I finished a book and I was going to release it. And what I'm doing is I'm rewriting the last chapter. And I'm going to sell that. I'm going to release that book this year. I know it's a big span to say when it's going to happen, but there's a lot going on in my life right now, and writing right now isn't at the top of my list, but I'm going to rewrite the tail end, and I am going to release that book. Dizzy says there's some pretty bizarre changes in my life too, and I can't really put a tag on it, if it's good changes or bad changes. Well, one's for you, bro. Let me tell you something. There are so many, nothing in my life right now is like it was, 10 days ago. Every aspect of my life has changed, and it's wicked. It's like sensory overload. I'm just being straight with you guys. I am so overwhelmed. And there are times where I am like, it's just like, holy crap. We live in South America. I said it's a lesson in faith, man. You see me smiling and I'm happy, but if you don't believe there's a part of me inside that is an 8-year-old kid, terrified. It just is what it is, but I'm embracing the hell out of it. GP34, kite surfing while eating super hots. You know what? I think you might be onto something. Could be. Kellyanne says, as we get older, our tastes and interests can change. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody's at my door. Well, look at this. Look what happens when you leave the door unlocked. It was locked, actually. Baby brother. How you doing, Mr. Scoville?
Good. I know that there's no thumbnail up, but trust me, people, I can go live.
There's no thumbnail up. Trust me, he's going live right after me. How long have we been going here, people? Holy mackerel. We've been on for 53 minutes. Can't be. Okay, so we're going to wrap this thing up in about the top of the hour. So we got 6 more minutes, people.
And the Love Boat will be live at 1/4 after.
And the Love Boat will be live at 1/4 after, okay? And Hummingbird says, changes in my life too, scary ones. You know what? I'll tell you something. Faith. It's a scary thing, you know what I mean? But you can do it. I'll be praying for you. And there's ones in the chats for you. Robert says, I love my CPN. Tommy, what's a CPN?
No idea.
Hey, what's a CPN?
But I'm glad he loves it.
I know, Robert. I'm stoked you like my CPN, but what is that? Jesse O, I love how you try to stay out of the frame, even though there's no separating you two, even on this channel. Adorable. You know what's been funny? I'm always proud of my brother. I really am. But there have been things that have happened here like daily where I look at him and just go, wow, man, I'm proud of you. Jeremy Fowler says, I pray that the world wakes up from this eerie funk we're all in. That's what Tommy and I, it sounds silly. You can't change the world. Tommy and I can. It's about love. Still looking at see what the CPN is. Starts one at a time. It starts one at a time. We're going to. Salinas is a small city. Tommy and I, he said today, when we die, I want them to say these two gringos came from America and changed the addiction problem here in Salinas. That's what I want. I want them to say that there were people sleeping on the street when those two knuckleheads, those two gringos showed up here, and now there aren't. That's what I want. But you got to do it. You can't change the world, right? So where do you start? Right here. And everybody can start right here, but start with love. Stay away from hate. I'm telling you, it's a country song. Okay. Listen, if there's somebody in your life that's hateful, Tommy said it yesterday, there's two people in your lives, guys. They're going to uplift you or they're not. If they're not, separate yourself from them. I'm telling you, the life's too short. Without apology. And yesterday, and so it's hard to do sometimes because sometimes it's people that, like the pruning that happened yesterday, I would have thought that the sun wouldn't have risen before what happened yesterday. And it sucked beyond measure. I can't even tell you. But I'm choosing to have faith. Porterhouse, hello, Johnny Porterhouse here. Last time I caught you live, I was getting a tooth pulled without Novocaine. That sucks. Wow. I've had a tooth taken out without Novocaine, but it wasn't at a dentist office.
Yeah, exactly. I had that too.
Right.
On the streets, they didn't do that.
Exactly. I was at the right at the base of the stairs of my fraternity house. Ann Hummingbird says, faith is all I have right now. Well, I'm praying for you. Faith stands for, it's an acronym, fantastic adventure in trusting him. For believers, that matters. Don't be offended if you're not a believer. CPN, chasing positive notions. That's what CPN stands for. Well, that's what we're doing. If you ever see anything out of me but love, and if you ever see me getting negative, call me on it. Call me on it. There's no room in my life for that. Devin says that my theory is life is too long for negativity. Here's the thing, man. Thumpaholic Fishing, good to see you. Here's life is hard. There's nothing easy about it, But I'll tell you something. No matter how bad you got it, someone's got it worse. And there are people in this town, in this city, who don't have hope right now that are shackled with addiction and sleeping on the streets. And you're going to fix that with me?
Or sleeping 3 to a bed in a men's shelter.
Are we going to fix that?
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. We're going to fix that. Lisa Trimble says, faith is a little shaky right now. Well, I'm calling you tomorrow, and we're going to talk about that, Trimble. You hear me? I'll give you a call tomorrow. Cindy G, I'm glad you're here. I want to show you guys a picture. I wasn't sure if you were going to be here, and I wasn't going to show this if you weren't here. I want to show you guys a picture. This is Loki. Cindy G's. Oops, hold on a second. Darn it. Give me a second. Here is Loki sleeping in a basket. Well, while we were doing a live stream, I don't know if it was a live stream or a video, but that's Loki in a basket. Cindy's a cat person. Hope you don't mind me showing that. I didn't show the other picture because there were people in it, and I didn't want to do that to you, but I didn't think your cat would mind. Dennis Brace, I still believe in humanity. Boy, I'll tell you what, you have to choose to do that. All right, guys, it's the top of the hour.
Gotta believe.
No, you know what? Fix that, Robert says. It's not going to be Harvest 912. It's going to be something we start here. But it's going to be a similar idea. I don't know if footwear is the issue. I don't think it is. I think a roof over their head and a bed to sleep on and someone to hug them and someone to talk to them is the issue. So we're going to fix it. And
Dignity and respect.
Dignity, restoring dignity and respect.
Go a long way.
They go a long way. We're going to fix that. I'm so stoked about it. I can't stand it. All right, you guys. Sandy, Wendy, good to see you. I love you all. Thank you all for being here tonight. I mean it. I love you guys. Be kind to somebody. Remember the people in the chats that needed ones. Remember them in your prayers tonight. You guys are all awesome. Between now and the next time I see you tomorrow, be nice, be kind, and get the hell away from of people that are not going to lift you up. Get away from them, because if they show you that, that's who they are. I love you guys. I really do. Be kind. We'll see you guys on the Love Boat in about 15 minutes. All right. No thumbnail, but the Love Boat's going live. Please don't miss it.
There'll be one up in the next 5 minutes.
There'll be one up in the next 5 minutes. Thank you, Kristen Melinda. There you go. Right. See that? That's the Love Boat. All right. It's still called the Lifeboat, but in a few days, or no, it's called X-Pac Tommy Scoble, but in 8 days now? 7 days. He's changing. You have to have a certain amount of time before he can change the name again. In 7 days, it's changed to the Lifeboat, the Love Boat, excuse me. All right, guys. I love you guys. Be kind. I'll see you guys all on the Love Boat in about 15 minutes or so. If he's a couple minutes late, you'll understand. You guys all matter to me. Get away from evil. You hear me? Your life will be better. We'll see you guys tomorrow. This has been Living Abroad with me, Knucklehead. I'll see you guys later.